my exploration of Northern Ireland continues. This time, I delve deeper into the land of legend and folklore, but always in the spirit of fun.
Join me as I unlock the myths of Northern Ireland.
Surrounded by lochs, rivers, and the sea, it is no wonder that Northern Ireland's culture was shaped by the water. From Belfast, I head for the coast to the shores of Portrush.
Portrush is a small fishing town in the northern coast of Ireland. It is also a popular holiday destination.
This haven for vacation seekers is known for its sandy beaches and golf courses. Starting as a small fishing village, it began to develop with the arrival of the railway in the 19th century, ushering in tourists. A chat with one of the locals leads me to the harbor, the center of town, which played an important role in its history. This is where I met Willie, host of the Harbor Bar, one of the busiest places in town. Willie shows me around one of the oldest pubs in the area.
So basically what you have here, you've got a bar that hasn't changed with time.
But is this how it looked like?
That's exactly how it hasn't changed. It has not changed.
Its walls are literally filled with history.
Everybody here almost knows everybody.
But it's a friendly little bar.
Everybody knows Willie.
Everybody knows me.
The Portrush Harbor has been the starting point for so many Irishmen as they left for a better life in the New World. Not far from the harbor is Adelphi Portrush, a cozy hotel owned by a seaplane pilot and his wife, a man that takes care of the day-to-day operations of the hotel.
So you're lucky to be situated in this part of town.
Yes, we are.
Tell me more about the hotel.
Well, we're family run. We've owned the building since 1996. A lot of our family are involved in it. There's my brother, my mum, Mark and myself, and our children as well. We're right on the north coast here, and very scenic. There's a giant's Causeway just a few miles down the road as well, and Dunloo Castle as well.
I was also happy to meet Mark, a flight instructor and director of the Ulster Seaplane Association. We talked a lot about their new airfield, and I was excited to pay them a visit in the next few days. In the meantime, I take up their suggestion and explore the nearby areas that have inspired ancient Irish legends. That's up next. A land of legend and folklore. It has been said that Ireland's national art form is the story. Perhaps to make sense of its beautiful landscapes, locals have spun tales that have been passed on for generations. From Portrush, I make my journey up the North Antrim coast. Perched on a headland that plunges straight into the sea, the Dunloo Castle was built in the 13th century on a site that used to be a Viking fort. Over the years, ownership of the castle was passed on, and so have many stories of hauntings within its walls. One story tells of a banquet one stormy winter night. The castle's kitchens suddenly collapsed and fell into the sea, taking with it all the servants except for a kitchen boy who was hiding in a corner that didn't fall. Since then, screams can still be heard during stormy nights.
Did I hear something? I thought I heard the voice of that kitchen boy. I better get out of here fast.
Escaping Dunloo Castle's ruins led me to the path where they say giants used to walk. 40,000 interlocking basalt columns make up this World Heritage Site.
They say that these rocks were formed by volcanic eruption some 50 million years ago.
The hexagonal pillars are a result of thick molten lava shooting up from the ground, cracking and cooling down over a long period of time. As ice melted over the region, it exposed these ancient columns carved by nature. But the vivid imagination of the Irish offers a different explanation. Legend has it that Irish giant Finn MacCool built the Causeway to challenge his rival in Scotland. The Scottish giant Penandonor accepted his challenge and started walking over to Ireland for a proper fight. Worried upon seeing that his rival was bigger in size, Finn took his wife's advice and dressed up as a baby. When the Scottish giant saw the baby Finn, he assumed that the father must be many times bigger. In fear, he ran as fast as he could back to Scotland. Many versions of the story have been passed on over the years. But many Irishmen would agree that a victory like Finn MacCool's should be celebrated with some good old Irish whiskey. Here in the Bushmills area is Ireland's oldest distillery. Whiskey is said to have originated in Ireland, brewed by Irish monks in the 11th century.
So Neil, I hear that Bushmill is one of the most popular here in Ireland.
It's a very, very famous Irish whiskey, you're absolutely right. And we're very, very proud of our history here at Bushmills.
Yes.
Our history dates back to 1608, in the time of King James I. And this area on the north coast got a license to distill from him.
So is it important to have a certain temperature for this barrel?
No, we like a variation in temperature. It changes the spirit different ways depending on the temperature.
The old Bushmills is one of the remaining distilleries left in the area, and I got to try some of its famous blends.
You're welcome.
Smell the fruity taste in it already.
Yes, you just have a sniff. Oh, that's rich. So there's all sorts of smells in there.
Yes.
Look at the colour of that. Isn't it gorgeous? You can see the legs on it. That shows that that's a full-bodied whiskey. You see how long it's taken to go down the glass?
Down.
That's a full-bodied whiskey. So have a sip. That's smooth.
Yes, it is.
And sweet.
Yes, it is.
Getting tastes of flavours of
Ireland.
Ireland, yes. There's a little bit of Ireland. Well, there's a lot of Irish in it.
After tasting the whiskey, Neil wanted me to try a tradition for new guests.
I think
That's perfect, yeah, perfect. So there you are.
And with a special toast they always make in honor of new friends at Bushmills.
And what would a toast be?
The toast is, there are long ships, there are tall ships, there are ships that sail the sea, but the best ships of all are friendships, and long may that ever be.
Oh, that's great.
Cheers.
Cheers to friendship.
To friendship, yeah, to new friends.
New friends.
Good as the whiskey was, I made sure to drink moderately, especially since I would be crossing this hanging bridge suspended over a 30-meter drop into the water below.
The Karikarid Bridge was traditionally made by salmon fishermen checking on their nets.
Today, people come here to cross the bridge for the exhilarating experience. And that's what I'm going to try to do in the next few minutes. It's very different from the way I'm used to seeing things from above while sitting on an aircraft. I must admit that my feet got a little shaky. But as soon as I've gotten past that, the views were very rewarding.
We've crossed over to Karikarid Island. What a fantastic view. And over there is already Scotland.
The northern coast's rugged cliffs and ocean views may be its most inviting feature. And for this reason, the eccentric Earl Bishop of Bristol, Frederick Hervey, built the temple on the cliffs near Castle Rock.
The Musedin Temple was built by the Bishop of Derry in 1785 as his summer library.
Modeled after the Temple of Vesta in Italy, the Musedin Temple was dedicated to Hervey's cousin Friedewald Musedin, with whom he was said to be infatuated with. The spectacular view from the temple stretched to County Donegal to the west, and Castle Rock, Portrush, and the River Bann to the east. In the same estate is the Earl Bishop's residence, Downhill Castle. It once housed his big collection of rare art and antiquities brought back from his tours of Europe. Before heading back to Portrush, I stopped by another place surrounded by legends.
These beech trees were planted by the Stuart family in the 14th century.
Over the past 300 years, the tree branches have grown intertwined, creating a mystifying arch over the road. The dark hedges have become so popular that it is hardly unoccupied by curious visitors. Locals tell the tale of a gray lady haunting the trees, said to be a spirit from an abandoned graveyard nearby. Seeing the places that inspired Northern Ireland's fascinating legends truly helped bring the stories to life. When we come back, will we get to land this 50-year-old amphibian? Find out after the break. In the Second World War, many seaplane bases were established around Northern Ireland. Today, there is a current revival of flying amphibious planes in the area, especially over its unrestricted waters. One flying club aiming to promote seaplane and microlight flying is the Ulster Seaplane Association. I finally get a chance to visit Mark in their new airfield.
Good morning, Captain Joy.
Hi.
Welcome to Causeway Airfield.
Wow, I'm happy to be here. This is very interesting, huh?
We have some interesting aircraft for you to fly today.
Mark shows me their nice runway, which I learned is adjacent to the river band.
We have 500 meters on this strip, and our main strip, which you can see running at a roughly 60-degree angle,
Oh, that's the main strip.
gets parallel to the river,
I see.
and we have 675 meters on that.
Great. So how did you get the club organized?
The club was organised about 2005 to support the seaplanes in Scotland.
The club members have managed to build almost everything themselves.
So there's a lot of love put into building this runway, this airstrip.
Certainly a lot of work gone into it.
Mark shows me around their hangars, and I met some of the club members working on some aircraft.
Scheduled to be flying. Portrush.
Besides restoring, they also love collecting home-built aircraft.
Literally, you just buy the materials at your local hardware store, build the aircraft.
Why, this is a Chevron, huh?
This is our Chevron. It's a two-seat microlight motor glider,
Wow.
and it's suitable for training purposes.
Fabric, huh? You've got fabric here?
It's fabric and composite structure. It's a very wide cockpit,
Yes.
actually wider than a 172.
Looks like a sports car to me.
Captain Joy, this is our second lake amphibian,
Oh,
and the second of only 2 lake amphibians in the whole of Europe. Now this one is a longer term project,
yeah.
so we have
You plan to restore this as well?
we're just hopefully starting later this year.
Yeah.
It's all subject to funding. So this is my own lake amphibian.
Built in 1964, the aircraft just turned 50 this year.
Pull down. Down.
Ah, you kept it well.
She does take a lot of TLC.
It's seldom that you see this kind of aircraft flying nowadays, as they need a lot of maintenance. But Mark is in the mood to give me a flight on the lake today. Before the fun part, there's refueling.
I wish I had my own Bowser like him at home. There's a nice river not so far away.
Seeing Mark handle the throttle from overhead reminded me of the old Albatross that I had flown. As we rolled down the runway, I could hear the lake's smooth engine reach its maximum RPM with ease. Very shortly, we were airborne. The view from the air with all the greeneries is something that I'm not used to. We set ourselves to land on the river where I went fishing with Desi a few days ago. I can tell that Mark has done this before with his power settings and nice gradual descent on the approach. What a smooth landing. Thank God he didn't let me land on the water, as I may have embarrassed myself. I could hear the water in our hull, but this was going to be a touch and go. As power was applied, I could feel the airplane get up on the step, and we were airborne once again. This brings back the romance of flying seaplanes. As we came in for the final approach, we put our gears down, and the lake was a land plane once again.
That was great. That was super. I mean, it's an old but very nice airplane, huh? The
Certainly.
romance of flying in the water is still there.
It is, yes. They, unfortunately, these aircraft are no longer manufactured.
I know, huh?
In Ireland, we still have the freedom to be able to use the water.
Flying the lake today made me regret not having taken the chance to fly the Lake Renegade I had in the hangar for the longest time during my early years of operation.
I would love for you to be there.
There's still a lot of work to be done for Mark and the club members, but their willingness to share what they have continues to draw them closer to their goal of a well-run airfield. Now that's passion. Northern Ireland is a tale that continues to unfold, and I am glad to have witnessed it for myself. More than good storytellers, the Irish create experiences. Now, I can come back home with a great story to tell.
This has been your captain, Joy Roa. See you in the next Asian Air Safari!